At the shooting guard position, 6 feet 7 inches, number 4, Darius Holmes.
K Sports presents Thursday night of the NBA. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. So the Wolverines starting 5. We've got Garnett, and it's Page in at the point. We've got Mr. Clutch. Shaw is out there with the mayor. Then there's Parker, and it's Holmes in at the 2. Now this season, Clark, is still very, very young. How much do you take away from these first handful of games of a season?
I think you take away quite a bit as a whole organization. You know, the front office execs are already thinking about how the team can do better, where they might be able to make moves to improve the squad, as are the coaches. So I think these games are important and valuable.
Here's Steele. No good from outside. Here's Potter, guarded by Holmes. Murphy on top. Pass to Page. They set the pick to the paint. Kane, no luck. And here is Parker. Here is Shaw. Parker outside. Here's Mr. Clutch. He's guarded by Murphy.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. The Wolverines making a switch here. Gills checked in. No good on the second free throw. Potter, the pass to Gill. Out to the wing. Here's Potter, guarded by Holmes. Here's Page. They grab their own miss over Parker. Oh, that's blocked. And they get it back. The Wolverines shooting their first free throws of this game.
And looking at last season's numbers, down below 70% as a team from the line.
And that just has to improve, guys. I mean, the free throw shooting is something that has to get better. You're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage when you shoot that poorly from the line.
Randolph's checked in for Mr. Clutch. He makes 1 of 2 that time.
Listen, there's no doubt he feels like they should have the lead, but that miss will keep it all tied up.
And that one drops.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Page passes to Kane. Here's Gill. Pass to Garnett. Here's Page, covered by Parker. And Parker with the block.
Yeah, scoreless here early after their first 4 shots. They, right now, are searching for a bucket.
Now Randolph. With the crossover, and it's good on the way in.
All right, he's got to quit while he's ahead. He got away with it there, but the crossover usually gets him into a bit of trouble.
Here's Page, covered by Parker. Pass to Kane. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played. Good on the shot.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Parker passes to the mayor. Here is Shaw. 9-point game his last outing. In the corner, Randolph with it. Pass to Shaw. Just 4 to shoot. Holmes can't get it to go in. The Wolverines have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Here's Page, covered by Parker. Here's Kane. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Now here's Parker. He's covered closely. Outside Randolph. Pass to Shaw. Holmes with it. Now Parker. And here's Randolph. Back to Parker. Fires from way outside. And it's Potter with the rebound. And the Wolverines with possession.
Scoring efficiency was an issue in that one. Took them too many shots to get their points.
Yeah, and I think they just seem to be a page behind, a step slower out there all game.
Here's Kane. And it's all evened up. Kane's got his second bucket of the night.
And that's exactly what they're going for on that shot.
Now Parker. Pass to Shaw. Over Garnett. Shaw, no good.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Here's Page. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. The Wolverines shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
At the line for the Wolverines, Page taking 2 shots.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. Richardson, he's checked in for Garnett. So he gets them both.
He's as solid as it gets from the line. I mean, give him the opportunity. He's cashing in on those.
Randolph looking around. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. The Wolverines have gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Richardson, no luck.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Now here's Randolph. Not a lot of room. Wallace with a screen for Randolph. Drops in the tray. Randolph's got 5.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Here's Page.
2 minutes remaining.
To the wing right side. Gill misses.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
Number 35, taking 2 shots.
The first one falls. Shaw's checked in for Wallace. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. 1:49 left to play in the first quarter. Martin with it. Evans a screen on Randolph. Martin with the bounce pass. And Evans with a stuff.
Wow, fired that bounce pass in there. Beautiful.
Gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Pass to Holmes. That's in. Coming off an assist from Randolph.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Sir, guarded by Holmes. Outside, Martin. Evans setting the pick for Martin. .54 seconds left to play in the first. Shaw with the rebound. Gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Black the pass to Shaw. Martin against Randolph. Goes up at the stripe. Shaw, no good. Getting a pretty distressing 27% here in the early minutes. Gill banked in off the glass. Here's Holmes. Last game he had 34 points. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Boy, at the offensive end, his game is so impressive. I mean, he's a threat every time up the floor.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
For your home team, Holmes.
Evans, a screen on Holmes. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And that does it for the first quarter. Up 4. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. Guys, what's your take on the home team so far?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
And so in the game for the Wolverines. Garnett is out there with Evans. Then it's Malone. Then there's Gill. And there's a whistle. There's a foul. That's going to go on the dude. That's his first foul.
First team foul. Wolverine substitution. Number 7, Tyron Martin.
Evans against Wallace. Sir, covered by Morris. Clock at 4. Three-pointer, Martin. Rebound by Wallace. Down low. Here's Morris. And the layup's good off the glass.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Yeah, and it should help them increase their separation here. I mean, this has been an impressive offensive output.
Martin the pass to Gill. There's a screen. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And you know, Greg, we're seeing so many teams utilizing the dribble handoff.
And it really forces the defense into a bad spot, can create situations where the offense has an advantage, and then it allows you to kind of seek out the matchup.
And that one falls for Gill. The Wolverines making a switch here. Reed's checked in. Gill hits them both. And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Pass to Shaw. Over Garnett. Shaw, no good. Hitting around 29% from the floor. Tough night for them all around on the offensive end. Reed with it. Evans, a screen on Randolph. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Sir, covered by Morris. Here's Evans. Misses that one. He's made 1 and missed 2 this game so far. To the inside. Here's Wallace. And Wallace slams it in.
the D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Back to Reed. Zerg covered by Morris. Zerg. Shaw with the rebound.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Black kicks to Wallace. Morris passes to Shaw. A shot by Randolph. Nobody around. No good on the three. The Wolverines have gone 0-4 in the second quarter. Obviously, that needs to change. Pass to Gill. Here's Evans. That doesn't go either for Evans. Gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Outside Randolph. They set the pick. He tries for three. It will not find the hoop. It's his third miss. He has made 2. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Reed. Cans the 12-footer. Reed's got his first bucket of the night. Now here is Morris. Outside Randolph. The shot's good on the assist by Morris. 7 points for the dude.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
You know what, guys, honestly, I didn't think he'd win that battle. I mean, that's a lot of height to give up.
Time called here. The Wolverines decide to talk it over. A different look now for the Wolverines. With a break in the action, we go to the 2K leaderboard. See the teams that excelled at slowing the pace down a campaign ago.
The players in the league that worry about getting their numbers each night were often disappointed when playing this team last year. They were one of the best at opponents' points allowed per game. They set the bar pretty high for their defense this year.
Potter, the pass to Page. Pass to Kane. Over Wallace. It's rebounded by the Mayor.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving. Get something better.
Here's the Mayor. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Here's Holmes. Drains it from beyond the arc. Holmes got 8.
And I don't care how far from the bucket he is. You've got to have a man on him. He's just too good from deep.
There's the pick. Takes it inside. Oh!
Man.
Oh, forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown.
Exercising his authority.
Gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. Pass to the Mayor. Now Wallace. Here's Mr. Clutch from deep. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
The Wolverines have gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. Spins. Here's Page. It's rebounded by the Mayor. Gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Only 27% from the field, looking pretty ugly out there. Here's Page, guarded by Holmes. Page passes to Potter. Here's Kane. Quick shot there, and it's off target. Shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Pass to Holmes. Here's Mr. Clutch. Parker inside. 1:43 left to play here in the half. Here's Mr. Clutch. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Here's Page, covered by Parker. On Saturday, then on Wednesday, the Wolverines shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
Wolverines. Page at the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first.
Trying their best to make a comeback. Can't fault their performance from the line, especially this quarter. That's one of the ways you trim a deficit.
Garnett, he's checked in for Richardson. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Here in the second, at least from the line, they're perfect. Hopefully that gets them going in other areas as well.
They set the screen. Here's a steal. Page with the rebound.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
There's 45 seconds left here in the second. Here's Garnett. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Pass to Shaw. Here's Holmes. And the basket for the 4th time from the field. He's a healthy 4 for 6.
Well, he's just zoned in. I mean, in most cases, taking quality shots very much within the flow of the offense.
Here's Page. 6 points for him. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so that brings the first half to a close. Leading by 10. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Coach Jason Kidd. Jason, how do you feel about your team's performance?
I feel great. You know, we're sharing the ball, we're making the extra pass, but we're attacking the paint. And if we can continue to do that, it puts us in a good seat.
Jason, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
It's time for your fan half-court shots. Please direct your attention to center court. Drumline. They're thinking about the shot. Let's hear it for the participant.
Hello and welcome. Before we take a look at the action from the first half, a brief overview of some upcoming games.
You take a look at the visitors. This is when it starts to get real. You pass the opening night energy. You're not as well rested as you were in the offseason.
Yeah, it's time to show us what you really can do.
And let's move on now to those first 2 quarters. Talk about a tough start for the Wolverines.
Efficiency, so far not a part of this game plan. Taking outrageous shots on the other end. It's the best way to make it easy on the defense.
Yeah, whatever plan they came in with, get rid of it. Start over.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. The ball poorly, just 28%. We've got Parker. Shaw is out there with Mr. Clutch. Then there's the Mayor, and it's Holmes in at the 2. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Jason Kidd. Here's Kane. Shaw with the rebound. Shaw's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Parker outside. Pass to Mr. Clutch. And the 3 off target. So it's the Wolverines now, trailing by 10. Here's Page. From down in the low post, it goes. Page has got 8 points.
And, you know, coaches will take possessions like that all day long. Phenomenal use of the screen there.
Parker outside. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Shaw, no good. And the Wolverines with possession. They haven't given up any points here in the second half. Here's Page, covered by Parker. Page, no good.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Pass to Kane. It's blocked.
Just 1 for 4 from the field, not the way they wanted to start the second half.
Parker surveying the floor. Here's Mr. Clutch. 6 points for him. Now here's Holmes. Parker outside. There's a good screen. Driving inside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
It's his first trip to the line.
Shoot 2.
First one falls for him. And he makes both free throws. We've seen the NBA feature several overseas games, Greg, the last couple years. Always growing the sport, aren't they?
And I know the fans love it. And nothing quite like seeing an NBA game in person and expanding that opportunity, always a plus.
Now, here is Murphy. He has yet to score. Here's Page, covered by Parker. Here's the screen. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
Yeah, this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
And here is Holmes. 10 points for him. From 7, and it's in off the backboard. Holmes got 12 points in the game.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Priority and goal number 1 has to be tightening up the defense. They can't afford to give him open looks.
Time called here. The Wolverines decide to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
We'd like to take this moment to show you the teams that a year ago made a trademark of scoring points off turnovers.
And these are two teams that excel at punishing opponents for their mistakes. I mean, they certainly did that last season.
The Wolverines have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. A very slow start offensively. Murphy, a screen on Parker. Kane, the pass to Murphy. Shoots over Holmes. Murphy can't hit. Gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Pass to the Mayor. Here's Mr. Clutch. Now Holmes. There's the pick. Holmes throws it down.
Yeah, letting it rip. We're just having fun right now.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
Pass to Potter. To end the run. Good. Kane's got 6.
How much do you love to see the turnaround?
Gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Kevin, thanks. Last season, the NBA again set records for attendance. Overall, arenas were filled to 98% of capacity. Commissioner Adam Silver says we're in a great position. We almost can't fit more people in our arenas. Kevin, he made it clear the area for growth is in media and especially in mobile viewing.
David, you know this, directly to the fan. I mean, my goodness, all the different ways you can consume the game, it's beautiful. Here's Page, 8 points for him. Pass to Garnett. Here's Page, covered by Parker. Now, here is Murphy. Garnett with a screen on Parker. Page, no good.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
Here is Shaw. There's the screen. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Yeah, I tell you what, for him, this has been a game to forget. But somehow they still find themselves with the lead.
And there's a whistle that goes on Mr. Clutch. That's foul number 2 for him. Time called here. The Wolverines decide to talk it over. Here's Richardson. Murphy, a screen on Randolph. Pass to Murphy. The 19-foot shot. Black grabs the board. Gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Outside Randolph. To the middle.
2 minutes.
Holmes down low. He's covered by Gill. Holmes can't get it to go in. To the left side wing. Now Murphy. No scoring in this one. Pass to Richardson. Holmes against Evans. There's a screen. Here's Gill driving in. The putback. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Here's Holmes. Oh, and the jam by Holmes.
Ooh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrapper.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Platinum level highlight reel material. That is Showtime stuff there.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
One shot.
That free throw good from Holmes. 1:21 left in the third quarter of the game. Murphy with the ball. To the paint. Looks for Evans. Gets it to him. And Evans throws it down.
Defensive.
Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. The Wolverines making a switch here. Malone's checked in.
At the line for one.
And that one falls for Evans. And so here's the home team. They led the game at one point by 20. Now here's Randolph. He's got 7. 56 seconds left to play in the third. Nails the baby hook. Randolph's got 9.
Boy, that time saw daylight and took advantage.
Guys, nothing has really come easy for him today.
Yeah, definitely not their best basketball.
Evans, a screen on Randolph. Malone, the pass to Evans. And it's sent back by Wallace. And they're able to recover. Malone in the post. Working on Randolph. Evans, left side. Second shot opportunity. And the layup is up and in. Evans has got 5 points in the quarter.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
And here's Randolph. He's got 9. Puts up a 3. Connects from three-point range. 12 points for him.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Delivering the blowout. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Coach Jason Kidd.
That's a great look. Great look.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And so in the game for the Wolverines. Evans out there with Richardson. Then there's Gill. Then it's Malone. Here's Randolph. Misses the 3. In just 29% in this game, they are not a pretty sight out there offensively. Richardson with the screen on Randolph. Malone wide open. A three-pointer off the mark. It has been terrific. 54% on the game. Outside Randolph. We've seen the league, Clark, crack down on physical play more and more over time.
You know, I think in general that's a good trend and direction and change. The game was extremely physical and rugged in the early 80s and even into the early mid-90s. But things change, and I think the change is for the better. It's about player safety and protecting players. So I think it's a good thing overall.
The Wolverines making a switch here. Martin's checked in.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
Wallace with a screen for Morris. Back to Wallace. Morris finds Wallace. Here's Walsh. Here's Wallace. Evans with the rebound. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth quarter.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Shooting for the Wolverines, Gaels, taking 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. And he sinks the second. Well, for over a decade, Clark, we've been in the player empowerment era. And it's generally been, I think, a positive for the NBA.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more in that regard. The players are the drivers of the league. They're the personalities. They're the visibility. They're the doers, the talented performers of a league that entertains globally. So they deserve more money and influence, and I think they've gotten both. Now, there are a few players that have kind of exploited that in a way that I don't think is most healthy by forcing trades, but I think it's a good thing overall.
Pass to Martin. Rebound by Wallace.
Tell you what, that is a missed opportunity from mid-range for sure. With as little defense as was shown, should have made that one.
Walsh. Evans with the rebound. Evans has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Outside Martin. And here's Evans. Over Wallace. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. Black in the post. He's covered by Gill.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And the second free throw, good. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Here's Page. He's covered by Randolph. Evans, a screen on Randolph. Page passes to Evans. Clark, when you played, virtually every team had an enforcer. But that is a rare breed, it seems, in today's game.
Yeah, that's a good observation by you, I think, Kevin. I mean, a lot of teams had more than one enforcer back in the early 80s when I was playing. There's less physicality in general in the NBA today. And I think that's why you see fewer enforcers, and there's a much greater premium on skill level than the enforcement component that existed in the early 80s and maybe a little beyond that.
That's off as well, so he misses both.
They're missing the chance to trim the lead by leaving points at the line. Gotta knock down those free throws, especially when you're trying to come back from a deficit.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over
here tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes. They last days.
Time called here. The Wolverines decide to talk it over.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
It's time for dance camp. If you see yourself within three, then you know what to do. Show us your move.
Richardson, he's checked in for Evan.
Here for all the dancers. Substitution on the court.
So it's the Wolverines now. Richardson with a screen for Murphy. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Murphy's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Outside, Randolph. G kicks to Randolph. Wallace with a screen on Murphy. Offensive rebound. Now Purdue. Outside, Randolph. Over Murphy. Randolph can't hit. The Wolverines have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Murphy passes to Page. Regarding court layout, Clark, do you think there should be more space around the court to reduce collisions?
Yeah, part of me would say that makes a lot of sense and would be prudent. I mean, you've got to balance that with access to fans who want to be for those premium seats as close to the action as possible. But it is difficult when you see a fan collide with the players. So I think you balance it. I would like to see a little more room, give the fans the experience and access, but maybe create a little more cushion between the playing surface and those high-priced seats.
G kicks to Randolph. Pass to Purdue.
And the next one puts them in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the strike.
Morris is checked in for Purdue. And a change for the Wolverines. Garnett, he's checked in for Richardson. The Wolverines on D. Randolph with the ball. Takes the 13-footer. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Randolph's got 13 points here in the second half alone. The Wolverines have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Pass to Kane. Over Wallace. Randolph grabs the board.
And, guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
Now, here's Randolph. Back to Wallace. And the jam by Wallace.
And a hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Pass to Kane. To the wing on the left. Garnett with the screen for Murphy. That shot is off. Nice defense from Wallace. Gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Left side, Randolph. So, Greg, you played the point. In Create a Player, if you had to pick a different position to play, which would it be?
Ooh, good question, Kevin. Probably small forward, wing. I'd like to be a fearsome finisher who can soar and dunk over everybody.
Wallace misses. Putting a low 30% mark from the field. Steps back. Potter, the pass to Page. Good work defensively by Morris. At 42% in this final quarter. Pass to Wallace. Here's Wennington. And 1:01 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Now here's Randolph. Morris outside. 4 on the shot clock. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
For your home team, Black, taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. He hits both from the stripe. 41 seconds left in the game. And here's Murphy. Inside, here's Kane, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Here's Lawson. So the home crowd happy here as they get the victory. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, the Dude.